Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, listen, so now, hey, we finally here. I now hope you guys ready. Now, this time we're going to go over how to handle derogatory accounts that's on your credit file. All right, so I'm also going to show you how to allow the AI to go ahead and read your credit file and detect the discrepancy, if that makes sense, and then challenge them, and it's going to write you a nice letter, right? So we used to have to do those ourselves, but now we got help. I wish I had help back then, but it's all good. I ain't got no problem doing things the long way, and the right way. But I want to share my screen, and before I show you how to do that, I want to show you a dispute strategy, because you got to have a strategy, right? So you have to know when to dispute, when not to dispute, what to do, what not to do. So let me show you how to do this first, and then we're gonna go into the dispute with AI. All right, now, so if y'all can see my screen. All right, now the first thing that you do when it comes to disputing, you always want to dispute the person's information. Now, I call this the 5 basic dispute strategy flowchart. Okay. Now, everybody has their different ways of how they want to dispute derogatory items, and this is not my only flow. So I have various ones, but this one of the main common flow that I do. Now, first thing first, when you trying to dispute derogatory, inaccurate information on your credit file, you always start with the personal information first. All right, now I know a lot of people don't explain it, but I'm gonna explain why that is important. Because one, well, you might have personal information that possibly attached to a derogatory account, whether it's yours or not, right? So sometimes the credit bureaus will say this account is verified 100% accurate just by matching it to the way that your name is spelled or address. Okay. You might be a victim of identity theft, and the accounts, the name that they use could be added onto your credit file, right? So you want to address that first. Another reason why you want to attack inaccurate personal information that's on your credit file, because if you start off sending dispute rounds and you start requesting validation from the credit bureaus, what can happen is it can be an old address on your file. You may or may not have lived there, but the credit bureaus are going to send all of your updates to that address. Now, you might not stay at that address for about 10 years, right? But it's still in your credit file. So if they send your information to that address, right, technically they don't really have to send you information to your new address, because when you call and verify it with the bureaus, they can say, well, we sent it to you, and the address that we got on file is this address here. Now, you don't know who's standing at the address. So it could be somebody standing at that address that's known for doing illegal activity. So you could possibly be a victim of identity theft. So that's why you want to remove those inaccurate personal information for old addresses, old employers, phone numbers. You want to remove those first. Now, when you're cleaning your credit file, you want to start from the top and work your way on down to the bottom. Now, the top of the credit report, let's say that's personal information. So now all your old inaccurate personal information, it don't have to be on there. Nothing inaccurate has to be on your credit file. Well, it's not supposed to be on there. So you want to make sure that's gone first. Only thing that should be on your file on the personal information side, your full name, maybe your date of birth. Social don't even have to be on your credit report, and your current address. Now, if you got old address that attached to some old rental properties that you might have, you might not want to mess with those. All right, so you can leave those on now. Okay, but all those old addresses, now all those old addresses, go ahead and the misspelling your name, go ahead and have it removed. Okay, and I'm gonna show you how to draft a letter up for that. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to draft the letter up for that. Also, after you have got all the personal information done off your credit file, now you want to go ahead and mail it off to the credit bureau, right? So once you mail it off to the credit bureaus, you want to wait 5 days before you send out round one, okay? Or better yet, you want to wait 5 days before you send out each round, okay? So now if they got all the personal information off your credit file the first round, hey, that's great. If not, that's okay. Keep disputing it. Or another way you can resolve personal information, you can call the credit bureaus and you can have it removed over the phone. That usually a 24 to 48 hour process, all right? After you have sent off your information to the credit bureaus, what you can do is go ahead and send off round one, kick off round one. Now, the law is giving the credit bureau 30 to 45 days to respond back with the response, but you can wait between 30 to 40 days. Now, however, if you get a deletion, that's great. If not, that's okay. Now, one thing I'm gonna tell you is that when you're disputing, no one letter is gonna clean up the credit report, right? If it does, great, but sometimes it takes multiple rounds. Credit repair is a process. It's no overnight fix. If it took you 5 or 6 years or more to mess it up, it's going to take some time to clean it up. All right. So don't go into this thinking that credit repair is an overnight process, even though I'm showing you how to utilize the AI system to be able to help you restore and your credit file and help increase your scores. So like I said, it does take time and there's a process. All right. In each round, you want to wait at least 30 days, sometimes 40 to 5 days. It depends on the account. However, if you get to like let's say round number 2, all right, you can kick off what's called like a method verification. Basically, a method verification is a letter asking the credit bureau to provide what are the tools and steps that they took to investigate that account. Okay. Now, technically, when I know the chart, I got 30 days, but technically when you're dealing with a method verification, they really supposed to respond back within 15 days, okay? But like I said, if they don't respond back within 15 days, you can't give them within 30 days. And I'll show you how to do it in the letters. Sometimes you have to be very detailed. Now, the key to disputing, when you kick off a round with the credit bureaus, you also want to provide evidence. All right, so provide evidence. You might have the original copy of the statement from the creditor. You might have the copy of the bill. You might have a copy of the contract. So you want to provide as much evidence as possible so everything can work out in your favor, right? So that's why a lot of people don't really get the results that they're seeking because of they don't provide the evidence, right? So you have to provide evidence in order to be able to come out on top. It's just like an attorney. In order for an attorney to win the case, attorney got to go by some type of evidence. But if they don't go by no evidence, then hey, guess what? Then the possibility that they can lose. All right. Now, normally what I do, after 6 rounds, and this is just me personally, I actually stop disputing. Reason why I stopped disputing because if I did been disputing that account for possibly 6 months and nothing, it is in multiple ways that I can handle that. I either file a complaint with the CLPB or I can sell them for a deletion at a lower price, which means that I can reach out to the credit bureau and do what's called like a pay to delete, meaning that if I do decide to pay off the full balance, they'll remove off my credit file, or if I decide to settle for less amount, then they'll change the balance 0, but the account might say paid balance as not as agreed, something like that, right? Or if they, violate my rights, then I get with a consumer attorney. And one thing about a consumer attorney, it is free. What happens is if you provide all the evidence for your case, if you hire a consumer attorney, basically they pretty much get their money from the credit bureaus. So when they're gonna make sure that you win, but in order for them to win, you got to get them something. So that's why I say when you reach out to the credit bureaus, when you send letters, always have supporting documents to support your claim, so that everything can be more so on your side. All right. So let's do this. All right. So this is what I want to show you guys. All right, share my screen again. All right, so now this is how we're going to use AI in order to generate the proper dispute letters for us. Okay, so go to your web browser and you're gonna go to chat.openai.com. Yes, it is ChatGPT, excuse me. There are two versions of it. So you have a 3.5 version, then you have look like a version 4, or maybe 4.0. All right, so good thing about it is free. Now I think the upgraded version, which is a 4.0, I think it is $20, I believe, a month. But it doesn't matter which version that you get. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to pull up a credit file, and I'm going to show you how you can import some information from the credit file, and then I'm going to show you how to properly draw up the letters, and then once we do that, then we'll go from there. Okay, my phone going dead on me, excuse me. All right, so how we're going to do this. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to, I got a credit file. All right, so I'm using an example of a client that I had. As you can see, this is off of my free score now. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to import some of this information into the clients, from my client into ChatGPT. Now, I'm not going to scroll up because, like I said, that's my client information, so I don't want that information to be exposed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these accounts and I'm going to highlight it. Okay, and so if you guys got a credit monitoring, it doesn't matter if it's my Identity IQ, my free score now, or anything, you can do the same for those. Oh, wow, I don't mess this up. Sorry guys, I know there's a lot of items on the credit file. Let's go back up. Let's go back up. I see these are inquiries. So let's go here. All right, so let me right click. Also, let me copy. And so I want to paste this into ChatGPT. Now I know y'all wonder like what am I doing, how it's gonna work. So let me do this. Let me paste. It's gonna paste all that, and I know that look weird. Now what's gonna happen is with ChatGPT, it's gonna combine all of those together. Do this. Sorry about that. All right, so we're gonna hit the plus button. So that means it was too long. All right, so let's do that, and that's okay. All right, so let me break it down. Let's do a couple of items. Let's start from here. Let's do about 5. Yeah, that's good enough. Let's do this. Let's see if that works. Copy and paste. And the reason why I'm doing this, so you know, if you guys are obtaining a copy of your credit file with the credit monitoring, you might not know what to look for. So let me do this. So let's do this. All right, cool. So yeah, it's putting accounts together and it's loading up. Now I know that y'all saying well, I still don't understand it. That don't really make any sense. So this is what I'm gonna do. All right, so that's part of it. So now one thing about ChatGPT is all about your the prompt. Okay, so I'm going to put, can you list all of the discrepancies, and your spelling don't have to be perfect, of all accounts that were listed above. Yeah, I gotta excuse my spelling. Let's see how that works. So what happened is it lists all the discrepancies that's on their account. So when you draw your letter, you will know what to look for. Okay, so let's pick one. So these accounts that I highlighted: Signature Bank, no discrepancy reported. Cool. T-Bone, Experian reports a balance of $1,210 as of September 1st, 2021. While TransUnion Equifax shows 0 balance. So it pretty much told you all the discrepancies. So if you don't know what to look for, just pretty much plug it in here. Now, let's get started. All right, so now we're gonna get started with round 1. There's multiple ways we can do that. Let's see how we want to do it. All right, so let's do it like this. Ooh, I messed that up. All right, so basically I received a copy of my credit report, and I noticed there are multiple inaccurate counts on my credit file. All right, so you're pretty much just talking to AI and telling what you want. Now, I always like to put this acting as a consumer, which means acting like a human. All right. Please draft a nice letter to the credit bureaus, asking them to verify that every account on my credit file is 100% accurate. Sorry about that. If the account is not 100% accurate, all right, please move the inaccurate account off my credit file. All right, cool. Now, and I'm gonna show you multiple ways how to write a letter. I'm gonna show you a way how to write it. I call this neutral, meaning that it's gonna target multiple accounts on the credit file, or I can write it where it directly focuses on a particular account. Okay, so let's see what it says. Oh, basically, I said I received a copy of my credit report, and I noticed there were multiple inaccurate accounts on my credit file. Acting as a consumer, please draft a nice detailed letter to the credit bureau asking them to verify that every account on my credit file is 100% accurate. If the account is not 100% accurate, please remove this inaccurate account off my file. Here we go, and voila, there you go. Cool. Now, this is it, certainly. Now, as you can see, it places your full name, the street address, the city, state, zip code, the credit bureau address, and it got a subject. Okay. And the only thing, if you have like Google Docs or Microsoft Word, you just plug and play. Okay. Credit bureau. I hope this letter finds you well. I am writing to address concerns I have regarding inaccuracy in my report. Upon reviewing my credit report, I have identified several discrepancies that require your attention. Okay, so I appreciate your prompt assistance in verifying the correcting the information. Below are the details of the inaccuracies I have identified. Now, you can actually plug your account in those manually, or I can show you how to generate the letter with the prompts with the accounts already listed. Okay. That way you won't have to do it. The system will do it for you. I kindly request that you investigate these discrepancies and provide verification of accuracy of the information reported. If any other information is found to be inaccurate, I request the immediate removal of inaccurate accounts on my credit file, and I'm not going to read the rest. Now, and the thing about it, guess what? It did everything for you. You know, it detected the inaccuracies, it detected the discrepancies. All I did was to ask the credit bureau to properly investigate it, because round one is all about properly investigating, make sure the account is 100% accurate. And it did everything for me. I didn't have to look nothing up. You know, I didn't have to hire nobody. And guess how much this cost? $0, right? So, this round one. Now, let's dig a little deeper. All right, so let's say you sent this out to the credit bureaus, and the credit bureaus responded that they did an investigation and they said the account was 100% accurate, right? And but even though it might not still be accurate, because now that is normal. So what you'll say, a copy of my credit file stating that, well, I received a copy of my credit file saying that my spelling that the information is 100% accurate. The accounts on my credit file is still not accurate. ACCURAT. Please create another letter. All right. Boom. There you go. It did it for you. So basically, I pretty much said that I did receive the results in the mail. The credit bureau verified that account was 100% accurate, even though it was, still inaccurate. Please create the next letter. So the computer already knows that the next letter is the reinvestigation or the investigation or method of verification. Basically, like I said before, it's a letter talking about how did you verify this, So pretty much said that I trusted this letter find you well. I am writing to express my continued concerns regarding the accuracy of this account. Now, I will tell you this. So sometimes dealing with Chat GPT, it can sound more robotish, if that makes sense. So if you don't like the letter that it created, you can always have it redo it, right? So you can do this by clicking this button. It says regenerate, and then regenerate this letter for you. I just said it was better. I am writing to follow up on my previous correspondence dated. You put the date there. Everything pretty much plug and play. Regarding the accuracy on my credit report, despite the response stating that the information was verified as 100% accurate, I regret to inform you that the discrepancies I initially identified still persist in my credit file. Now, I'm going to tell you about it. Pretty much you telling them the account is still accurate, they need to go ahead and have the account removed, all right? So one thing about a credit bureau, if they report that the account is 100% accurate, that they verified it, and you have proof that the account still is inaccurate, what they'll do is they really can't update that account. What they have to do is they have to now remove that account, because how can you update an account and you already say you verified it's 100% accurate? No, you got to go ahead and remove it. All right. And so what happens is it created a letter. Now, let's say that they decided to remove some account, right? So you put, let's say Equifax, right? Equifax, EQ, they know the abbreviation. Equifax did remove the items, the negative, the inaccurate credit file, but TransUnion, I just abbreviate TransUnion and Experian still have multiple, well, let's put it like this, still refuse, that make it simple, to remove those items. All right, now, so you pretty much got to give it instructions, tell them what you want to do. All right, it's just like write in the letter yourself. You got to give your basic instructions. REMOV. All right, remove all items. Generate. Let's say generate. I'm put generate another letter. Like I said, you got to talk to the Chat GPT like you're talking to him. Let's see. Equifax did remove the inaccurate negative items on my credit file, but TransUnion Experian still refused to remove the items. Generate another letter to Equifax and TransUnion. Let's see. And so guess what? That's your third round with the credit bureau, right? So basically, I hold the letter find you well. I'm writing to follow up on the dispute I previously raised regarding inaccuracies in the credit report. So let me see. Let me put this. Generate this same letter. Give me generate the same letter to TransUnion. All right. So the reason why I said this directly to TransUnion is because some of you guys, I'm pretty sure y'all might not know the address to TransUnion. So basically, they pretty much wrote this to TransUnion. I did for TransUnion only. And if you want them to generate it to Experian, then you can say, well, generate this same letter to. There you have it. And see how easy that is. All right, cool. Now let's say you want to get more technical, okay? Let's pull this up. Let's scroll back up and let's list some of these accounts. All right, so let's do this. Do Credit One Bank. We do that. Credit One Bank. Let's do First Premier. How to rewrite some of these letters. Let's do one more. Capital One. Okay. All right, so you can put on now, like I said, a copy of my credit report with let's go experience. I noticed some counts on my credit file. That's inaccurate. That's inaccurate. My spelling is off, way off. That's inaccurate. It's let's see, how can I write this? See, how can I write this for you guys? I want to break this down. So I want to write the account name, account number. So credit one. See, I received a copy of my credit report with Experian. I know some account on my credit file that's inaccurate. It's credit one bank. Account number, I don't know, let's say 0. Well, account number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. All right. First Premier, let me remove that. First Premier, account number, so make up 1, and capital 1, and capital 1, account number. So, all right, so I received a copy of my credit report from with Experian. I know some accounts on my credit file that's inaccurate. Credit one bank account number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. First Premier account number. So please, REINVESTIGATE, investigate these accounts to see if they are, well, no, let me change this. Please write a letter. Please write, so you talking to ChatGPT, a letter as a consumer asking the credit bureaus to properly reinvestigate, REINVESTIGATE, these accounts, and CCOUNTS, and if these accounts are not 100% accurate, please remove them from the credit file immediately. And do that. Please, let me see some of the Experian. So please write a letter as a consumer asking Experian. Sorry. Make sure you reread your stuff too when you go back and before you hit the submit button, to probably investigate these accounts. And if these accounts not 100% accurate, please remove them from the credit file immediately. Boom. And there you go. There it is. So these accounts that I listed, pretty much drafted the letter. So your full name go here. As you can see, the Experian name is there, credit bureau name there. Just dispute and request for reinvestigation. Now, reinvestigation, that's pretty much round 1. Reason why it's round 1 is called reinvestigation because they actually investigated when they put it on the credit bureau, when the credit bureau put it on the credit report. Okay. So what they did was, so you asked them to reinvestigate. As you can see, the account name and account number is right here. Everything is already listed for you. I'm deeply concerned about the accuracy of the information on my credit report, and I kindly request that Experian conduct a comprehensive reinvestigation into these accounts. If any of these accounts are found to be less than 100% accurate, I request their immediate removal from my credit report. For your reference, the specific discrepancy on each account are outlined below, and they outline it twice. And pretty much, you can add maybe like some late payments on here that it might be displayed, or it could be the correct incorrect open date or close date, and that's it. Okay, that's how you do it. Now, once you have, let's just say you weighed all your options, and you've been disputing, and they still refuse to remove it, then you want to file a complaint with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and I'm going to help you. So this is what you're going to say. So on January 1st, I have pulled a copy of my credit reports and noticed multiple errors. January 1st, this is her first So on January the 1st, this is the first time I have put a couple in my notes, multiple errors, but the credit bureaus refuse to remove them. And so I'm asking and then to remove them one last time. All right. So basically what I just did was, after you have disputed multiple times, your last step is to reach out to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. And remember, when you do that, I'm going to show you down another video. And basically the statements on January 1st, I have pulled a copy of my credit reports, and I know the multiple errors. The credit bureau refused to remove it, and I'm asking them to remove the credit report one last time. Now, I can't send it to the CFPB, or I can actually address this to the credit bureaus, stating that, hey, on January the 1st, I pulled a copy of my credit report and those multiple errors. You guys refused to remove them. I'm asking you guys one last time to remove the inaccurate counts of my credit file. Boom, right? So in this, we're pretty much telling the software to write, and they'll be writing this to the credit bureaus. Pretty much at this point, you pretty much telling them you fed up with their mess, and that's how you're able to fix the item that's on your credit file. Okay. But other than that, listen, I hope you guys got a lot of valuable information off of this. I just pretty much show you how you can fix the error that's on your credit file by using AI. All right, so I showed you how to pull the credit reports. I showed you how to highlight the derogatory accounts, how to place them in AI, right? And I'm glad some of the errors showed on there, while I tried to copy and paste some information in AI so you can see how to address it. But like I say, as you can see, with the right prompts, ChatGPT pretty much you can do everything. Okay. But what I want to do is start working on different types of prompts. Now, what might work for you might not work for the next person, vice versa. But I am going to tell you, keep going. I know it seems like it could be an easy thing to do, because I know a lot of people make it seem like fixing credit is easy. But there's more to fixing credit than removing derogatory accounts, all right? So you got to build it up and stuff like that. So listen, once again, I'm going to tell you, go ahead, take your notes. And go ahead and replay this video again. And I'm going to have another video for you. All right, peace.